Hello everybody, AgnosticHaywood here, reading Exodus. We're on Exodus 23, Laws of Justice and Mercy. I guess this follows up the Ten Commandments bit. It's been a few days since we read, but I can see by my little bookmarks there must have been some things that were a little bit off kilter. I found as somebody who's not a believer reading this for the first time in a long time, it should be quite off. Laws of justice and mercy. Okay, so these are, I guess, around in the days of old. Do not spread false report. Do not help a wicked man by being a malicious witness. Okay. Do not follow the crowd in doing wrong. Okay. When you give testimony in a lawsuit, do not pervert justice by siding with the crowd. Do not show favoritism to a poor man in his lawsuit. Okay. If you come across your enemy's ox or donkey, be sure to take it back to him. See the donkey of someone who hates you falling down under its load, do not leave it there. Be sure to help him. Yeah. Do not die. Deny justice to poor people. Have nothing to do with a false charge. Do not put an innocent or honest person to death. Will not acquit the guilty. Do not accept a bribe. Do not oppress an alien. You yourselves know how it feels to be aliens because you're aliens in Egypt. All right. So if people want to cite the Old Testament for all sorts of things, this is not such a bad little read there to me. All right. You know, enemy's ox or donkey, you could say it could be their pet, right? I'm not saying this should be true. I'm just saying when I read this does not bother me. Sabbath laws. For 6 years you are to sow your fields and harvest crops, but during the 7th year let the land lie unplowed. Then poor may get food from it. Wild animals may eat what they have. Do the same with your vineyard, olive groves. 7th day, do not work. All right, so this is Sabbath business. I don't recall this part, though. People love to say don't work on Sunday, but they don't want to leave their land to the poor for a year, do they? Be careful to do everything I've said to do. Do not invoke the name of other gods. Do not. Okay, so he's acknowledging the other gods. At the very beginning of Genesis, somebody said to me, it's like in the beginning there was God or something, a God. I mean, the placement of one single word, right, can throw the whole thing amiss. I tend to think that there were probably various tribes with various gods of each tribe and such. 3 times a year you are to celebrate a festival, Feast of Unleavened Bread. No one is to appear before me. Feast of Harvests, Feast of Ingathering. 3 times a year all the men to appear before. Do not offer the blood of a sacrifice to me, along with anything containing yeast. I don't really know what that's about. The fat of my festal offer must not be kept till morning. I don't know what that means either. Bring the best of your first fruits. Okay, I don't know. Do not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. Okay, I don't know. I mean, it just kind of goes from things that you can think, hey, and then things that you think, whoa. Now we do have food festivals and things, in particular in this area. There's a lot of food. Onions are grown, peanuts are grown, etc., and people do celebrate. It's an important part of the economy. It's an important part of life, and it's a very noble way to make a living, right? You grow food for others. Not many more noble professions. I mean, there are, but, well, I don't know. I mean, people have to eat. So I appreciate farmers, obviously. See, I'm sending so God's angel prepare the way. All right, see, I'm sending an angel ahead of you to guard you along the way, bring you to the place I've prepared. Listen to what he says. Do not rebel against him. He will not forgive your rebellion since my name is in him. Angel will go ahead of you. Do not. Okay, so it just kind of goes, demolish their gods, worship this, take away sickness from you. All right, so do what he says. Let's see. Make all your enemies turn their backs and run. They'll send a hornet ahead of you, drive the way. So his promises that as they go along, they can smash other gods to pieces, demolish them and break their sacred stones to pieces. I'm often thinking that the word God in these things refer to these little, almost like something in the Indiana Jones thing, the thing they had to go get, and he replaced it with some gold, and it looks like, those little types of things, like relics and icons and such. I will establish your borders from the Red Sea to the Sea of the Philistines. Okay, so where are you going to live? Do not make a covenant with them. Do not let them live in your land. Cause you to sin against me because the worship of their gods will certainly snare you. Okay, so he's in this in this commentary, there's an acknowledgement of other gods and other tribes, and maybe this is part of the. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Please don't quote me. Is this part of the recent push of the the occupation tendency in that area? Who owns the land? Is that truly the whole issue of holy land? That kind of thing, and they'll use this as justification. A lot of people do. They like to pick and choose to get their way, and not reading the whole thing, which says right over here, do not oppress aliens. Then it says in another place they basically kick everybody out. So would they? I don't know. It's just I don't know. So in any event, this particular one here, I'm gonna pick and choose myself. Right. These are things that really irritate me as a human, especially in today's world. I shouldn't say especially. Anytime, right? Throughout my life. I say today's world because it's all on the news. That's why. You can see it all firsthand as opposed to ignore it casually. But it's all in the paper. I mean, on the on the internet, you can't help but get across it. Even this iPad I use to do this constantly has little notes and things to read and such and such. All right. Y'all have a good day, and I'll be back with Exodus 24.